morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a fantastic day. I hope you're all able to hear me just fine. If you can't hear me, let me know in the comments box. Just busting chops there. Hope everybody having a great day. Welcome to Market Mornings with Rob, brought to you by WealthBuildersHQ.com. So let's go ahead and jump right in, guys. I have got so many candidates to get through today. It's amazing. Keep in mind that everything we look at today is for educational purposes only. Nothing is meant to be advice and or recommendations, right? So we've seen a nice recovery so far in the market. We'll take a look and see exactly what that means to us. But first, let's start off with our futures and see where they're at. All right, so we're looking at the ES. And wait a second, Rob, that puppy is like skyrocketing. The ES is up 62 points today. It came out of the gate last night sideways. I taught traders trading you last night, and I talked about this. Not the run, but I talked about that kind of quick little pull down that was taking place in there right out of the open, last evening. And we're done at 9 o'clock, so this was already at this point here you've got. So we did not have any kind of real run taking place yet until after that. About 10 o'clock or so is where that run started up. So 21, I guess, is when we finished right about here. So we had a little bit of a pop, that pullback, and a great run. But overall, phenomenal move on the ES. YM is up 345 points. So, again, a really nice move on YM. And then we have NQ. Let's take that out. NQ has had a great run. It's up 294 points. 294 on YM and 352 on the Dow. Yowzer, right? On the Russell, we're up about 36, 37 points. That puts us in that 2240 range. Still nowhere near either of my positions. My next expiration is, it's this Friday, actually, my next one. On RUT. Bitcoin, right? We got up above. I'm like, nah, this is not right. Okay. Didn't think so. I'm like, it's a daily chart. I'm like, no way did we get over 65,000 last night. Not that. Nope. Sorry. 5-minute chart. Let's go back for 10 days. Awesome. Mo better. Okay. So we're at 51,000. Still great climb considering what happened, the thrashing that we took. So nice little recovery in there. Gold has gotten hammered. Not surprising. Flight to safety is not there. It's been all over the place. Up, down on gold. But right now we're down about 3 points. But just look at the last half hour on this 5-minute chart. Crude oil has had a nice little run in there. So it's up above 71 again. And then we look at nat gas. They're up this morning as well. About 1.5%, from yesterday's close. So nothing crazy. Just going to pull some of these lines out. They're older lines. All right. So how'd you guys do yesterday? Let me know the trades that you took. Let me know how your results were. They could be funded trades, non-funded trades. I don't care. If that's what you're doing, if you're learning how to trade and you're doing it non-funded, that's okay. Go ahead and drop it in the chat box. Let me know if there are any trades that you took yesterday that came from the ones that we called out. So as an example, I have yesterday's tracking sheet here. So the one that I found most interesting, and I had put 3 check marks next to it for me to look at yesterday, was Kohl's, KSS. And if we look at Kohl's, yesterday in pre-market, we had taken a move up, right? And they were urged to sell the company, was what the note was, right? So they opened up to the upside. They took a nice run to the upside. I went ahead and looked at on Kohl's. Let's get a bigger picture of it. Right, so you can see the entire fib in there, right? And if we zoom in now, because the last candle is hidden, we're here. So if you look, we've got $48 right here, 48.14. So yesterday, I looked at the 47.46 bull put spread and was able to get 25 cents on this spread yesterday. So this is on the 48, the 47.46. And that's weekly options. 47.46 right now is worth a dime as of yesterday's close. We're up another 68 cents right now, so it's probably 7 or 8 cents is what the options would be worth compared to what we paid for them yesterday, which was great, right? Or sold them for yesterday, which is great. So great setup in there. All right, so I'm going to put that puppy up on the side, and let's go ahead, jump in, and look at the candidates from today. So the first one is American Airlines, AAL. The CEO is stepping down. He's still going to be president, but or on the board or something, but he's not going to be the CEO any longer. He's stepping down. He's been there for over 20 years. New person stepping in. It seems like that has triggered some excitement for the stock. Maybe they felt his management skill was off. You have to ask yourself, did people know about it already yesterday, right? And just trade off of that. So we're up right now about 72 cents. I am going to be looking at a naked put on this position, 1865. I like airlines. I like cruise lines. I like those cruise lines, Carnival, right? The lower price stocks for selling puts, right? American is one of my favorite ones to sell puts on. So I will be looking at a naked put on American today. And if we look, let's see what we can do. So we want a put that's got a delta of about 20. So the $17 put has a 16 half put has a delta of, nope, my bad. It was 17. 17 is a delta of 21. Minus just means it's a put, is all it is. And then we can get 29 cents for that put, right? Worst thing that can happen to me is the stock drops below $17. They make me buy it at 17, but if I'm going to buy it today, I'm paying $18.63. So not only am I buying it for $1.63, now $1.64 less, they're paying me 70 cents for that as well. So I'm buying it for $2.30-ish cents less than it's trading at right now. Yes, I'll take it. Okay, I'll take it. So I'm a big fan of naked puts. Love the strategy. And guys, if you want to learn more about that strategy and how we do it today, actually today's the last one. Do I have it open here? I do. So if you go to, and Sean, if you could drop that link in there. If you go to this link that Sean drops in, we're doing a free training today at noon today on covered calls, naked puts, diagonal spreads, Wheel of Fortune, Iron Condor, on all of that. So if you want to learn more about how I do what I do with this, with like the Americans of the world, that's where you want to be. All right. So there's American, right? Next is Apple. So Morgan Stanley raised their price target. I'm sure Apple being up $4 in pre-market has something to do with the NASDAQ being up as much as it is, since Apple is such a huge part of the NASDAQ itself. So I will be looking at a call option or a bull put spread, right? Absolutely. Big fan of Apple, always have been. AutoZone, AZO, they had been monthly options for years, decade plus. They're now weekly options. I don't know when that happened. There's not a lot of open interest on them yet. That's the only bad thing, but there is some movement. We really didn't have a whole lot of trading going on earlier. We didn't see any, but they were up so much on their earnings, it would be crazy not to be. So they're up 61 points. I'm going to look, because they have low open interest, I'm going to look for a bull put spread on AutoZone. Right? Then we have Coop. They had earnings come out. They're also weekly options. Obviously, the earnings weren't good. So we had this push to the downside. And we're down right now about $12. So we'll be looking at a bear call spread or just buying a put option. Right? So Robert typed in, excuse me, that he did a bear call spread on NVIDIA and on Riot. Fantastic, Robert. So we had, again, my tracking sheet from yesterday. We had NVIDIA and Riot, both on here from yesterday. So good deal. Good deal. Let's see. So Coop, we're good to go. DBI is our next one. Now they have monthly earnings, monthly options on them only. So again, my excitement level goes away. They're only up 70 cents now. They were up a bit more a little bit earlier, about $1 earlier this morning. I would be looking at a naked put or a bull put spread, but I'm just not that excited because of it being monthly. So this would be one of the last ones I would even consider looking at today. Right? Intel is weekly options, right? And the nice thing, or what's going on with Intel, is they're helping take some company Mobileye, a product, public. It's expected to be a $50 million windfall. So, this again is going to weigh heavily on what the NASDAQ is doing today. So this move up is probably nothing more than a stabilization there of price. So I will be looking at buying a call or a bull put spread on Intel. Now, Jack in the Box, JACK is the ticker symbol. They got an upgrade today. I didn't write down who it was, so apparently it wasn't that big a deal. Monthly options. So I'll be looking at a bull put spread. But remember, it's monthlies, so my excitement level wanes on the monthlies, right? But you may like them and want to trade them and or want to buy them. So next is MDB, MongoDB. So they are up 91 points in pre-market from 440 to 520-ish, right? For them, it was earnings that was their move to the upside. They do have weekly options on them. With this kind of move, it might be tough. Let's see what they've got available on options. So open interest. Oh, they've got some open interest, but not horrible on their bid-ask spreads. So we'll be looking at a bull put spread on MDB. Now, MIME, M-I-M-E. Let's try that again, M-I-M-E. All right, MIME Cast Limited. They have monthly options on them. Now, they were just, look at what happened with the price. It jumped up around $80 and it's sitting there now. They had a buyout offer at about $80 a share. So the stock goes right to that. If this was a weekly option available on it, I would look for a diagonal spread because I love buying the option and just renting out that premium every month, every week, and very little movement taking place in there. But on this, diagonal would be the way I would go. Diagonal spread, right? But again, monthly options, not very excited. Stars, which is Constellation. So they've got a new brewery opening in Mexico. So they haven't started trading yet, but it was perceived by analysts that was going to be a big push. So if we get a push to the upside, there are weekly options available on it. We'll be looking at either a call or a bull put spread. Some form of bullish trade setup, trade entry. Right? Taco, TACO. They got a buyout. Same thing. See what happened? 1246. Right? So monthly options. Again, I love buyouts. I really do. I love buyouts. I would just like them to happen when it's a weekly option. I would be looking at a bull put spread on this position here. Right? Tesla is our next one. They said that none of the EV cars, none of the electric vehicles that are out there, the companies that are out there, the cars that are coming out, none of them will rival Tesla in 2022. So the market just told Tesla, you the bomb. Ain't nobody better than you, you the bomb. Right? So Tesla has had a very nice move today. It's up 36.5 points right now. It gets us handsomely above that 1,000 point level. So I'll be looking at a call option on Tesla or a bull put spread. But I want to take a moment and look at Tesla and kind of dive into that one because I like this one a lot. Tesla. All right, so there's the entire fib. Right now we're at 1045.5. Right about there. 10-4. That's 11. My bad. Okay. 10, Rob, not an 11. 10:45, 44. Close enough. Okay. Right now, that's about where we're sitting. So if you're looking at a bull put spread, I'd want to be under 1,016. So somewhere at 10.15 or below on my spread. There are $5 increments there. So that's good. I don't like the 10s on on stock. I prefer not. Indexes, yes, not on the equity itself. Right. For the intraday, though, for taking the entry, the bullish entry with a call option, I would want to retest that 10.16 and bounce. Right. That would give me some comfort to say, yes, I'm ready to jump in and consider this trade. Otherwise, probably not. All right. Probably not. So, but I do like Tesla. I'm a big fan of them. Huge fan. If you're a breakout trader and you just want to take that breakout, that's your call. This is just the way that I tend to trade them. Will I miss out on trades? Lots of them. I usually, the way I've calculated it, I miss half of the trades that I would have taken or could have taken. So if I took 50 trades in a year, I would have taken 100 had I taken those trades that broke out. How do they work? Not always so good. So I prefer to wait for the retest and the bounce. All right. So last one on my list, and I got to them pretty quick. I didn't think I was going to get through that fast. Is VIR. So VIR is an OmniCrap variant drug company, right? VIR Biotech. So this OmniCrap apparently had some good results that they're seeing variant on that variant. So bad news, monthly options. Now, when you look at it, CNBC this morning, they were talking about people are really not getting that sick. We haven't heard of any deaths. There's not a lot of hospitalization from it and so forth, right? You've got people that are vaccinated, not vaccinated, all of that stuff happening in there. So I don't know all of the wherewithal with it, good, bad, or indifferent yet. We just don't have enough info on it. But it's looking like it's not going to be that big a deal, which this move up for today, I'd be looking at a bull put spread. But if they come out, the FDA comes out and says, yeah, CDC, whomever, the variant really is not a big deal, then this drug is not a big deal. So you'll see that continuation slide on VIR. So for me, I do like Tesla very much. So I got a couple of check marks going next to Tesla. I do like Intel, and we should take a look at Intel. And I do like Apple a lot, and AAL is a no-brainer to me. So if we look at Intel again, and guys, let's do this. What companies do you want me to take a look at? Start dropping those in now so they're in there and we can go through those, but drop in candidates you want me to take a look at. And we'll do that right as we get through looking at Intel, right? So we're looking at Intel. We had this great move to the upside today. We're up about $4. If we go look at the end of day, all right, so you can see the overall fib move, the pullback multiple times. We tagged the 0.764 fib line. We got up above the 618. And right now we're up $4. So it puts us at just shy of 55, 54.85. So we're right about this resistance line right now, right? So in an ideal world, I'm going to be down below that 53 with my strikes. That's the strike that I am looking at as let's go ahead and find a credit spread because I listed Intel down as buying a call or a bull put spread. Right. So I'm going to look at that based on that. So what do I want to see? The 53s for a bear call, for a bull put spread. All right. So we got 53 that was our sell, correct? So right now we're up at 50, almost 55. So we're looking at 53 as our sell price, and then 52 would be our buys. So 53s we can sell for as of yesterday. We're not going to get that today. If we've got a $4 move, yeah, we're not going to get anywhere near that today. We've got to see when it opens up, but it looks like we'd only get about 25 cents for that. We got to see it when it opens. There's only 3 days left. It is Intel, right? Not a lot of volatility there at 27.18. And then let's get a few more strikes. So if we look at $4 difference, you said 53 was 209. If we go $4 away, that gives me 49. Yeah, it's going to have small premium, guys. I can't really tell until we open, but it's going to have very small premium for this week. Buying your call option may be the better bet. So for buying, and again, we'll see when it opens, but buying the call, what we're looking at, if we're up here at that 54 and change, I'd like it to retest that 52.75 and bounce. And there's my call entry with 54.5 as my first target. And I'd be looking at options that have, 30 plus days of time. So here's a weekly option with 30 days of time. I can go out, and this is January, right? Go figure, right? I can go out and the prices will change, but I can buy the January 54s at 83 cents. Plenty of open interest, right? But I want at least 30 days of time in there. It's not used to seeing Intel, January on any stock as the weekly option that we're looking at, right? So Intel, definitely one that we want to keep our eye on today. Let's see. We've got PayPal. So let's go back to our daily chart. Is one in the chat this morning. So look what's happened with PayPal. They're down, they're down, they're down, they're down. And the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 or 10 days, they've gone sideways. They're just moving in this sideways motion here, right? We're up. Let's see. Let's go look at PayPal intraday. We're up right now on PayPal $4.50. So what do we want to do? Well, my bias is pure bear. Right now, we're sitting at 189. So we've got a fib line at 191. So we're right below that line. So guess what? We're doing the same thing that happened here and here and here is we're tagging that 191.81. We're at 189.20 right now. We're tagging that line, but we're not moving anywhere, right? So what is it telling? We just keep hitting our head. So I haven't broken out. For me to take anything, I need to break out above that fib line, that black fib line, which is a fibit, the negative 136, which is about 191, break out, retest, and bounce. And I've got the ability to have a ping pong trade where it goes from between two fib lines, right? So 191 up to about 200.5 is our, and we'll call it 200 because we've got the 200 line in there. So we've got some opportunity there, but I'd want to see the bounce. Sean, the opposite direction is I would need a break, and I really need to break the 181 level because it's just getting too tight playing the game inside of here every day. All right, so there's PayPal. We've got United Healthcare, UNH. All right, so UNH, let's go look at it in pre-market and see what's going on. UNH, we got a little bit of a pop. Well, actually, a lot of bit of a pop. $3 and change to almost $4. $4 move. So right now we're sitting at 464. So where are we? We're already at resistance, Sean. So we're hitting our head again on that fib line. I need to pull back to the black line, which is that fibit, the 118. The 456.01, I need to pull back in the bounce off of there to take that intraday trade unless you find a pivot point that's working, right? Then you could use that instead, right? And any other trades, folks, drop them in. This is last call for alcohol, baby. Chris has got Twitter in there. Jack Dorsey stock, right? So what's happening with Twitter? They've been down ever since the announcement. With Dorsey, and we had a nice little pop on it, but then it gave it all back. So right now we're in a bearish bias. Where is Twitter in pre-market? Let's go see. Twitter is up $1, so 45.5 on Twitter. Interesting. Okay, so we just got above. It's 44.5. So the upside is wide open. You've got room to run up to about $48, so about $4. We move about 2.25 a day, so there's enough room to get to that resistance level. So you could look at a call option intraday based on what the market's doing. I'm a little more leery on that at this point. This could be nothing more than a head fake. It's only $1. We could see the pullback and drop. For me, I'd rather see it break the 44, retest, and fail, and that would be my entry. And we've got, well, we don't have a support here because we are working off of a fib that is older. It's got to be redrawn, and we don't really have a place to redraw from yet on Twitter. So we've got 43. It looks like 39 is our next dropping point on Twitter. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. All right. Make sure, listen, if you really want to learn how we go about and take some of these trades, particularly when we get into some of the diagonals and the covered calls and naked puts. And I mentioned 2 of those already here today. We looked at diagonal setup and we looked at a naked put setup. If you really want to learn those today at noon Eastern time, Sean's just dropped the link back in. Go ahead and grab that link and get yourself registered for the training. All right. So with that, make it a profitable day. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And remember, you're just one trade away. Take care, everyone. I will see you at our next update. All right. Bye for now.